Hi friends, Flavio here. So something really interesting happened last night as I get to the classroom to start the class. There was a man there who had been to Life Master Academy's live event this past Sunday, and a couple other guys were there waiting, and they were not familiar with the meeting. So they were asking me, okay, what happened on Sunday? I heard it was awesome. What is it? So I asked the man who had been here to define it for them. Okay, what is it? What is it that we did on this past Sunday? And the guy thought about it for a long time, which really pleased me, because it kind of defies definition what it is that we do. So he says, well, it's not exactly therapy, it's not exactly coaching, it's not exactly a lecture, it's not exactly a conference. And he went through several definitions like this. And then he looked at the man and said, dude, it's an experience that you must have. And I love the definition. What is Life Master Academy Live? It's an experience you must have. So I've been doing therapy and coaching for 22 years, and I've been helping thousands of people transform their lives one person at a time. I've done some classes, some group sessions, I've done simultaneous therapy, a bunch of different modalities that I've been developing over the years in order to become more effective at helping more people transform their lives in a more massive, in a more substantial way. So what we put together through Life Master Academy is a way of using modern neuroscience along with ancient wisdom, put it all together into a program that allows us to make a fundamental change in our lives in one day. And I'll tell you why this is important. Just earlier this afternoon, there was a man here, came here for the first time today to the office as a single client, as a one-on-one therapy session, and we were talking about what's going on in his life in the past several years and his childhood and how that affects his present life and so forth, And at some point in the conversation, I asked him, well, tell me what it is that you're really seeking over here. Why are you really here? What is it that you really want? Because the whole thing in therapy is if we can understand what the person really wants to achieve, we can help them get there. And the more clarity we have on what the person wants, the easier it is to help them, right? So I said, tell me exactly what it is that you want. And the guy thought about it for a while, and he eventually said, I'm sick and tired of being the way that I have been, and I simply want to be different. Then, of course, we had to talk about what he meant by different and how he wanted his life to be and how he envisioned his life, his ideals, and so forth. But the point of this conversation that I'm relaying to you is that this is what I'm hearing more and more from people today. I read an article this morning. I read every morning. I read an article this morning of a phenomenon that's taking place now called ghosting in corporate America. And actually the article was written in the UK, in the United Kingdom, and they initially observed this phenomenon in the United Kingdom, but they say it's already in America. And what ghosting at the workplace is, they say that employees simply don't show up the next day and never come back. They say that interviewees, people who are being interviewed for a job, sometimes just don't show up for the interview. People are no longer being limited by conventional wisdom, the 9-to-5 job. People are looking for an expansion of who they are. They're looking to connect to something bigger and higher. And we've been seeing this here with increasing frequency and intensity over the past 22 years. I've been teaching metaphysics and philosophy, mysticism for 30 years, and I've been doing therapy for 22 years, and I've been seeing a change in clients. I'll give you an example. When I started seeing clients here, a very common goal clients had was stop smoking. I haven't worked with somebody who wants to stop smoking probably in 5 or 6 years. People don't come in for that anymore. That's over. That's like past. That's ancient stuff now. People quit smoking through other means, and people don't smoke anymore, whatever the case is. The world is changing. Life is changing. Life will never be the same again, like the song goes. So now what we're seeing more and more of is people who want to grow up and somehow get out of their shells and become bigger and better and a fuller expression of their own divinities. And this is exactly what we've been preparing for the past 500 years or more. In other words, we're at the right place at the right time. So what we did is we got all of this wisdom that has been learned over many, many years, because nobody learns to do this stuff overnight or reading a book or anything like this. It takes a few years to develop the ability to conduct these kinds of meetings with many people and many energies there. So what we do is we use a variety of techniques to put people in a frame of mind, in a mindset, in a state that is conducive to change and transformation. So there are a number of little details that people may or may not notice as the event is taking place, but little details that cause a person's heart to open up, the mind to relax, person goes into a hypnotic state, a meditative state, and they end up having this experience. Now, there's information being transferred at Life Master Academy. We talk about different areas of life, such as health, what's going on with our health from a mystical perspective. Why? Because the body is changing. Our bodies today are no longer the same way the bodies were a few years ago. The body, because the physical body is in resonance with the earth, and the earth is changing. So there's something called the Schumann frequency, which is this vibration of the earth that's been known about for many, many years. And I remember some 30 years ago, they were measuring the Schumann frequency at something like 4 or 5 hertz, and now they're measuring at 14 to 17 hertz. There's an actual acceleration of time. Things are happening faster than ever before. And we have to get out of our shells and become someone new every day, just to keep up with the pace of evolution in life right now. And that's exactly where Life Master Academy Live excels, in helping you get out of yourself and achieve the sorts of results that you really want for your life. So when we talk about wealth, for instance, the importance of getting out of debt and how to actually generate wealth, some of these mystical principles that goes into the generation of wealth, they're nothing like life was back in the 20th century. Capitalism and accumulating this and doing that, nothing to do with that. There's a book, by the way, called New Power versus Old Power, or Old Power versus New Power, one or the other. And if you read that book, you begin to get an idea what I'm talking about. It's a whole different game out there right now. Thank God, one of my hobbies is to read, some of these books. So we put together all this information, and people left here, there's an attorney here, there is a doctor here, there are people who are professionals who are aware of some of the best information out there. They have good advisors, and they're like, whoa, I never quite heard it this way, but it made sense to me. So there's a combination of things there, the right information at the right time, along with a receptive mind to receive the information. Check it out. We talked about vocation. This is the biggest area nowadays because everybody is beginning to feel that they're born on this earth for a reason, with a purpose, with a mission. They don't want just day-to-day work anymore. They want to express themselves fully. They want a different life now. So we talk about vocation from a mystical perspective and what that really means in terms of the relationship between soul and body. Oh, people are wild. Then we talked about things like relationships. Relationships are the mirror of the self, and how you can learn who you really are only through your relationships in life. Of course, romantic relationships, like the conjugal bond, like a marital relation, is the most intense one. Listen, if you want to grow spiritually, I'm telling you this right now, and I can talk about this because I've been there and I've made every mistake on the book, and I'm so sorry to have made those mistakes. I am sorry. But you don't learn unless you make mistakes. I wouldn't have learned those lessons had I stayed in a monastery up on a mountain and not have engaged in relationships. But I'm telling you, it is through relationships that you learn about yourself the most. And I have had to learn some really tough lessons because, it hurts, and it hurts the other people as well with whom you're involved. But there's a whole lot of learning there. And I can tell you, there is no bigger mirror, there is no more effective mirror of the self, of who I am, than a personal, a romantic type relationship. That's powerful stuff. You get to see yourself. And that's one of the reasons why we rarely recommend breaking off a relationship, rarely. Because what we're really doing when we break up there are exceptions, of course, but in most cases, when you just break up a relationship for no reason, what you're really doing there is avoiding a lesson. See, we're really avoiding something that we need to learn, and we don't suggest that. But there are exceptions, and we covered this in Life Master Academy Live. And then we talked, of course, about spirituality, which is the relationship between the self and the cosmos, the cosmic as we call it, and how that relationship actually drives everything else in our lives. People are like, whoa, where did you get this stuff? I never heard of this stuff before, because we present it in a unique way. But not only that, because of the different modalities and techniques that we use, people are in a receptive state to receive that kind of information. And so we've been communicating with the people who are here since Sunday, and they've been telling us, look, the transformation has been amazing. Like, I got something out of this, it was a fantastic day. So I'm asking you to invest a whole day in who? In yourself. Invest a whole day in yourself. Come join us for our next meeting. Take that Sunday, we're going to do it on a Sunday. Take that Sunday, invest that entire day, focus on this. By the way, we added something new this time. You see, it gets bigger and better every time, right? Because the people who came to the first one, the one that we did this last Sunday, they want to be they want to help out. They want to improve the thing. So somebody got me a room in a hotel, and anyway, these other people got involved, and now we're going to have this big party with a graduation after the event. I'm so happy. I'm stoked about this, And you know why I'm happy? I'm happy for you because I know what you're going to achieve. I know what you're going to achieve. I know the effect that this knowledge has had on my life. I know the effect it has had on the life of thousands of people that I've worked with, and I know what it's going to do for you. So in addition to have a fantastic day of learning and experiences that will change your life for the better forever, at the end of that day, we're going to have this massive party by the pool at this awesome hotel over here in the Doral area, and there's going to be a graduation, there's going to be food, you're going to get your diploma. I mean, it's going to be awesome. You're going to get your book. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to meet you. And I wanted to walk out right up to me and to say, yeah, I saw the video that you did, and that's why I came here. Come give me shake my hand, give me a hug, because we're building something together. There's a momentum that's taking place here, and I can see in the enthusiasm of the people who are at the last meeting, and I can see in the classes that we do, people are like looking, whoa, what's going on here? There's something going on. It's all over the place. It's in the air. And I don't want you to miss out on it. I want you to be a part of it. Listen, look below the video. Let's find out when the next meeting is. We have them in English and in Spanish. Come over, invest a day in yourself, and become who you're meant to be. Blessings. And you know what? There is magic in life, and we're just getting started. Thank you.